trumps the Constitution of the United States, Mr. Secretary?
Well, Congress can always change the law if you want, but I'm telling you,
Mr.
in the meanwhile, I have the
Secretary, let me
authority.
be
I will
clear.
continue to revoke the visas of these people that come here to tear
You
this
said that,
country
Mr. Secretary.
apart because
Let me
they're on
reclaim
student
my
visas. They're
time
guests.
because that they need to be masked. Is
Again,
that
that law
accurate?
student was a guest in the United States on a student visa. No one's entitled to a student visa.
So you
we deny
revoked her
visas every
student
day,
visa
and we will revoke and
based
continue
on
to
an
revoke
op-ed,
visas.
which trumps the supreme law of the land, which is the Constitution.
Someone's coming up here to stir up problems on our campus. We're going to revoke their visa.
She didn't
They're
do any of
guests.
that. She wrote an op-ed.
It was a tense moment on Capitol Hill. Representative Pramila Jayapal leaned forward, eyes fixed on Secretary Marco Rubio. "Mr. Secretary," she began, "you revoked a student's visa simply because she wrote an op-ed?" The student, Rümeysa Öztürk, a Turkish graduate scholar at Tufts University, had co-authored a piece criticizing U.S. policy in Gaza. Days later, her visa was canceled. Then, masked federal agents pulled her off a Boston street and sent her to a detention center in Louisiana. Rubio didn't flinch. "There's no constitutional right to a student visa," he said. "We'll revoke visas for people who come here to stir up trouble." Jayapal shot back. "You are trampling the First Amendment, the supreme law of the land. Writing an op-ed is not a national security threat." Her words echoed through the hearing room, a clash between free speech and government power, between the Constitution and the Immigration and Nationality Act. Was it protection or persecution? That's the question now hanging over Washington.
Representative Jayapal.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Secretary Rubio, for being here. On March 21st, 2025, the State Department approved the revocation of a student visa for Rümeysa Öztürk, a Turkish citizen who is a graduate student at Tufts University, apparently simply for writing an op-ed. According to an internal State Department memo, you took this action under your discretionary authority to revoke visas, and soon after you revoked her visa, armed and masked plainclothes officers snatched Ms. Öztürk off the street and transported her to a prison in Louisiana. Mr. Secretary, do you really think that Ms. Öztürk's op-ed results in a foreign policy consequence for the United States?
I believe that case involves someone whose visa we never would have granted had we known ahead of time.
I'm not asking you that question. I'm asking you if you think an op-ed, but that's exactly, in fact, what happened. The State Department wrote a memo concluding that you did not have sufficient grounds to revoke Ms. Öztürk's visa. There was no evidence showing that she'd engaged in any activities that were a threat to national security.